All right, let's try this one more time. Whoa. What's up? What's up, Jason? All right, back trying this again. Every time I try to go live, it's just like the setup just like tanks. Let me know if this one is any better. Funny enough, my upload speed on my phone connected to quote unquote 5G has 40 megabits upload compared to using my computer, which apparently has less than 1 megabits. That's why it's like so choppy and laggy in the last video. So let me know how this one works out. If this works out better, I might just have to go live on my phone. B-Dom says, yeah. Yes, great to see you guys too. I was trying to live stream with the Sony a7S III, 20mm 1.8, connected all to my iMac. Didn't work out. So Juan says, get the new M1 MacBook. It'll make everything faster. You know, I am actually quite curious about it, but I don't think it'll fix my internet. I think I need to call Spectrum later, you know. I need to call Spectrum and ask what's up, because my download speed is like amazing. It's like over 200 megabytes per second, and then my upload was like fluctuating between like 3, but then it consistently goes down to like 0.5 megabits per second. That's why it was so choppy in the last stream. The downside to the using a mobile phone there's no motion blur, dude. It's like laggy. Even now? But anyways, the downside of using a mobile phone is that I can't see a lot of the live chat that is coming on. So I'm gonna do my best to sort of keep myself glued to the screen and see what's popping up. But yeah, I'm excited for the new M1 MacBooks and the Mac Mini. I'm gonna get the Mac Mini just to test it out, but I don't think all of the Adobe suite is ready for the MacBook M1 because they said Photoshop and Lightroom will be coming early 2021. So even though we get the device, it's like, is it even gonna work for, you know, is it even gonna work on the M1 MacBooks and the Mac Mini? So we'll see, test that out. Hello. Extra painful. Jason, keep making videos. Yes, I have 3 videos in the pipeline right now. Zeiss related, A7S III related, and that's kind of it for now. But there will be a lot more shoot and videos coming. Me and Professor Hines, you guys know Professor Hines, we're cooking up something. So hopefully around early December, we can get that rolling. And by towards the end of December, you guys will see a video from us. So it'll be really exciting. I'm excited because we're actually getting out there to shoot with, you know, the COVID precaution, just being very careful when we're out. But we're gonna do some fun stuff. Jerome, what's up, buddy? I went back on Instagram and I saw all your cool stuff, dude. Makes me jealous. I am back on Instagram now, by the way, guys. I know a couple months ago I made the video why I quit social media, and lately I've been trying to like reconnect with some friends, trying to like shoot with them, trying to, you know, plan some gigs with them. And I realized I don't have a lot of their phone numbers. And I was like, how was I contacting them before? And I was like, duh, Instagram. So I'm back on Instagram now. I'm gonna try to practice a lot more self-control and try not to just be sucked into the stuff that, you know, Instagram's been feeding me. And man, they've been good. I came back onto Instagram, and the first thing that I got was the huge update that I think a lot of people were trying to tell me about. Like on the bottom of the Instagram app, they changed the layout. Instead of the 5 usual buttons where you would post, search, go to home feed or whatever, mine got replaced with the Reels button, the shopping button, and it's insane. And it's funny how they gave it to me, the guy who hasn't been on Instagram for 120 days, that update first. Some of my Instagram buddies that create a lot more content than I do on Instagram hasn't even gotten that update yet, which is insane. So I thought that was really funny. And the moment I came back to Instagram, it's just like, I was like on Reels for 2 hours. You know, I guess they're trying to do that to compete with TikTok. And I've been doing my best not to get sucked into TikTok, because when I downloaded the app, I was on it for hours, just browsing like the videos. And now Reels is doing the same thing, so I have to back off a little bit. But yeah, I'm back on Instagram, so if you guys unfollow me, follow me again. Earlier I saw a comment that says, now this is quality. That's freaking funny, because I'm live streaming from my iPhone using the the headset connected to it, and I'm using a front-facing camera. So I'm glad this is quality. You know, again, if those of you who are just tuning in, I'm getting 40 megabits per second upload speed with the quote-unquote 5G on my iPhone versus the zero point 0.1 megabits per second from my internet on an iMac with like a full-blown desktop setup. So that's just funny. Everything is going to mobile, dude. Quit my channel, make a mobile channel, YouTube, whatever. The initial live is supposed to be like coffee and chill. Now it's just like figuring out this whole live stream thing, and I'm running out of coffee right here. Senpai, read my comment. So I read your comment, Joshua, right there. Let's see. Bart says, just dropping in. How are you feeling, man? Just letting you guys know, there's only a limited amount of comments I can actually see on my screen because I'm on mobile. So I saw some comments earlier that I wanted to answer, but kind of missed it. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling a lot better than I did before. I think around the summertime. So my mission right now is just to get out and just shoot more. You know, I just want to like, you know, just get out and shoot more with the precaution and everything, and just kind of be inspired again, just to make content. You know, I feel like this whole year has been just tough trying to crank out photography, video, like tutorials, making gear reviews, just because, you know, we've just been stuck at home. So there hasn't been really a lot of inspiration on my end to like go out and shoot and make funny videos, make cool videos. So I think I think a large part of that is because we haven't been actually out doing a lot of things. And initially we were all, you know, me and Vivian were just like panicking because like what's happening. And we lightened up a little bit, but of course we're still taking the precaution when we go out. So we're trying to do more shoots and just trying to be inspired again, just trying to, you know, because once you actually shoot something and you're really inspired and, you know, you're making some really good stuff, that's when it's so much easier to make a video versus me scratching my head, not shooting anything and then trying to make a review on something. It just doesn't work. It just makes it so hard to crank out videos. But I'm putting myself on this path where I'm just gonna go out and just shoot a lot more, which is why you haven't seen much from this channel, just because I don't wanna like focus on making videos rather I wanna just make cool stuff and then come back to a video and put out something out there. So that's the plan right now. Okay. Okay, the next comment on my, Christopher Johnson says, do you have any travel plans after COVID? We really want to go back to Japan. So this whole year's just been throwing us out of the loop. I'm sure it's thrown everyone off the loop. But we wanted to go to like UK, you know, France. We wanted to go like a lot of the Asian countries. We definitely want to be back to Japan this fall to capture the autumn leaves again. But unfortunately, what? Jerome, you're going to Japan this December? This December or next December? Because we're trying to get in, and I think there's still a lot of restrictions right now. But we don't have any major plans as to where to go, but I don't foresee us traveling. I don't foresee us traveling much until like maybe April. So we'll see, what that looks like. We can still do things locally, obviously, drive across the state and try to do something, but, you know, we'll see. We'll see what happens. FX6, any info on the release date? I don't know. They teased something about this, what looks like to be a tiny, compact cinema camera. I'm excited about that, but not something that I would get, just because I'm really loving the Sony a7S III right now. So I haven't really talked a lot about it on this channel, just because everyone has put out a lot of great reviews on this camera. So if I do come out with a review, it'll probably be like a 3 months after thing or a 6 month after thing. But I'm thoroughly enjoying this camera a whole lot. I think this is an overkill for a lot of things, and I don't need to worry about the FX6. I mean, I'll check it out, but I've always been a fan of these types of cameras, mirrorless compact cameras. So it's already too much power for me personally for what I do. I've been shooting a lot of 10-bit 422 footage. Everyone's been screaming Sony to include 10-bit 422 on this camera, and we finally got it. And it crashed my iMac like 20 times yesterday morning when I offloaded all the 10-bit footage onto it. I got really frustrated. I don't know if it's because the iMac is just like, hey, you should buy the new M1 chip MacBooks, for this or something, What is it? Planned obsolescence? That's what's happening right now. My Mac has planned obsolescence. It's just like, you want to edit 10-bit 422 footage? Get the new Mac. It's funny. Andre asked, how's the autofocus? Are you referring to the a7S III? Funny enough, I do have a video coming out on the autofocus, but it's with the Zeiss lenses. But I think it still will show you guys how good it is. How good the video autofocus is on the a7S III. Like, me and my buddy Tam were just blown away when we were doing all the test shoots. Just how quickly it just reacts to focus, and then how smooth it can rack focus when you do the touch focus. It's awesome. I love it. Would I say the a7S III is the better choice over the a7? Wait, would I say the a7S III is better than the a7 III? I don't know. Maybe because it's newer and shiny, but the a7 III has everything anyone needs to create something cool. So a7 III being the price it is right now, I think it's like on sale, right? Like $1,500, $1,600. I mean, anyone who's still planning on getting the a7 III might as well pull the trigger on it. Otherwise, if you have a little bit of money, get the new a7C. I mean, the more compact full frame camera, I've been saying it in my videos, it's much nicer to pack, much nicer to carry overall. But yeah, two great cameras to consider for anyone who's looking to buy something like this right now. Harry says, I am looking to get an A6400. Would you recommend? Yes. It's still one of my favorite APS-C cameras to date. I talked about this in my A7C versus A6400. Compact, small battery, inexpensive, has all the picture profiles, has everything you need to create. If I had to rank my favorite APS-C setup, it'd be the 6400. The concern is that it doesn't have built-in in-body image stabilization in the camera, but if you pair it up with optical steady shot lenses, you're gonna be fine. So that's my pick. Someone was asking, is A7C good for fashion film? Yeah, I guess. I mean, it's good for any film, so it's hard for me to say, but it's good video all around. Be says, hold on, your comment is disappearing. Oh no, there it is. I want to buy the Tamron for my 6500. Would you recommend it, or is it only for full frame? I honestly would say it's probably better for full frame. You might consider the 16, I'm sorry, I'm burping. The 16 to 50, if you can, or maybe even the 17 to 28, because then the 28 on the 6500 is way too tight. I just don't think it's the right versatile lens for an A6500 unless you have something on the wider end to cover. Because 28 on a 6500 APS-C crop was like a what, 30, 40 something millimeters. It's gonna start you off pretty tight. Jake says, I bought the 6400 today. See? Look at that. 6400, baby. What did you say? Just follow your complete settings right now. Problem is, it's a Japanese menu. Oh, dude, Jake. I think you might need to buy an English menu one because you can't change that. You can't change that. Hey, well, unless you're studying Japanese, it'll be, might be helpful. Funny enough, last year when we were out, when the A9 Mark II just launched, we requested to be able to test the A9 Mark II out in Japan. I didn't release a video on it because the only copy they could have loaned me at the time was a Japanese menu A9 Mark II. And I can read a little bit of the Japanese characters, but not really fluently, so I would struggle a whole lot trying to figure out what the settings are. Good thing is like, I think they're all like sort of like one-to-one, if that makes any sense. Like the settings itself is just like they're all on the same page. So I was trying to compare what I had on the A7R Mark IV to try to change the setting on the A9, and it was really hard. And I was like trying to like decipher what the settings I was trying to change. It was hilarious. I mean, once you figure it out, it wouldn't be too hard. Kind of reminds me of playing like Japanese games on like a PlayStation 1 or something. Just trying to figure out all the little menus and what the settings are. Oh, that's tough. Eknor says, would you prefer the 6000 D5600 A7 for photography? I can't comment on Nikon because I don't shoot Nikon, but anything else is, you can shoot anything amazing with any cameras. That's all I'll say. For me personally, 6000 is a really great value APS-C camera. If you're looking for a budget camera, it still remains to be the best photography camera for the budget. If you can upgrade to a 6100, that'd be better in my opinion. I hope made a whole video talking about this 6000 versus 6100. So I would try to push more people towards the 6100, but if budget is an issue, 6000 is still good. Let's see here. Jake, need some of your settings for your webcam. Funny, I'm using an iPhone right now. All these cameras, and I'm still using an iPhone to do these live streams. That's funny. Let's see. Sigma 105 f1.4, your opinion. It's a massive lens. I have a video talking about it already. You can search me up, Jason Vaughn 105 Sigma. It's a massive lens. It's really nice. It's just way too big in my opinion. How are you using the iPhone? Like the YouTube app? I just press go live and that's it. It's so much easier. Jaren asks, absolute favorite lens right now? I don't know, man. That's tough. I've been shooting a lot with the Zeiss Bodice stuff, so I think I'm gonna go with. Why is that even a delayed answer? 85 1.8 Zeiss Bodice. Have a video coming out on that too, so stay tuned. Great lens. Jason, I'm looking for a new vlogging. I'm looking for a new camera for vlogging as well as talking head videos. I'm looking forward to the 6400 with the Sigma 16 f1.4. What is your opinion? 16 might, certain people will say like the 16 is a little bit tight for vlogging. I think it's absolutely doable. So it's a great setup. But if you want something wider where your whole head is not taking up the whole frame, probably go for the 10 to 18. Ken Pounce. I don't know, buddy. I don't shoot Canon. Takumi says, for people with tight budget, what should they upgrade first? glass for sure. So I kind of wanted to talk about this. I was gonna make my A6000 follow-up video for this year. I don't know if I'll have the time to get to it, but essentially, get new glass. That's one way to really make you feel like you've upgraded. Because even if you have a new body and you're using the same lenses, the look-wise, it will be almost the same. I mean, there's certain things on the new bodies that make your life so much easier, like, better video recording capabilities, better autofocus. But at the end of the day, the results, what you're getting with the lenses will far, be better than shooting with a new body. So unless you're upgrading because you need the newer features on the body and you can upgrade the lens as well, you might as well go for both. The new setup and the new lens. But if you only have the budget right now, get the lens. First lens upgrade for beginners. If you're shooting APS-C setup, I would say go for 35 millimeter. That would give you a 50 millimeter equivalent. I would say that would be the best, I think. I think like everyone is so, I think the 50 millimeter is always the lens that people recommend to beginners as their next lens to get. But when they get the 50 millimeter, it's almost like an 85 on a APS-C. So I would say go for 35 because it'll give you the 50 millimeter equivalent look, and the bokeh and the photo results that are going to come out of that 35 on an APS-C will look really, really good. All right, I'm going to be on for another 10 minutes, and I really appreciate you guys hopping on and helping me test out the live stream. Looks like moving forward, if I want to do any sort of live streams, I'll be using the iPhone for sure with the 5G connection that I have. Should I buy the Sigma 30 or the 50 for the Sony a6400? If you're shooting photos, it's okay to go with the Sigma lenses because they don't have optical steady shot. But if you're shooting a lot more video on the a6400, I would opt for either the 35 1.8 OSS optical steady shot or the 50 millimeter 1.8. But I would, again, like I was saying just now, get the 35 for APS-C. It's not gonna feel too tight. It's gonna feel just right when you're shooting with it. Should I get, someone asking, should I get the A7 III body only or buy a U6300 with a good lens? Well, if you're not going to get a lens on this A7 III, you're not going to be able to shoot anything with it. So unless you can get some lenses, I will point you in the direction of A7 III. Otherwise, if you only got the budget for the 6300 and a lens, get the 6300. Hey, okay. Fellow Jason asks, hey, I need a wide angle lens. Would you go with the Sony 20mm 1.8 or the 17-28? So funny enough, I am thinking about making another video on the 20mm 1.8. That's my full-blown extensive review. I would say get the 17-28 f2.8 just because, just from speaking from a photography and a gimbal operator standpoint, the 20mm, I flew it the other day on a gimbal, and I realized I need to be a lot further away to get my shot. Not a lot further, but a little bit further, and sometimes you don't have that extra little space to back up. So that kind of makes it tough when you're trying to get like a wide gimbal shot of something, and the 20mm is sort of a little bit limited in that sense. And sometimes shooting photos, you frame something up thinking you have an ultra wide angle lens just to find out that you're not wide enough to get something. So in terms of like photography and gimbal work standpoint, the 20mm is not wide enough. Get the 17-28. But from a creator standpoint, let's say you want to vlog, you want to shoot B-roll for videos, the 20mm is fantastic. I actually really like it a lot. So initially I had all those concerns when I was giving my first impressions that this lens isn't wide enough. But then I started using it more for like my talking head videos, and then I was like shooting some B-roll. The close focusing distance on the 20mm is really nice. I like it a lot. So I would say if you're planning on vlogging, making product videos, the 20 millimeter is a great content creator lens. Gimbal / wide landscape stuff, go for the 17 and 28. Actually, the 17 and 28 is also close focus distance too. So you're kind of at a crossroad again. On one hand, the 1.8 on the 20 millimeter is really nice for like low light stuff. So if you're more content oriented, 20 millimeter. If you're more photography, landscape, gimbal, go for the 17 to 28. That was a long answer. I apologize. But I have a lot to say about it. That's why I have a video. That's why I'm thinking about making a video on that. Okay. Someone is asking, so I don't know what the A7 IV is going to be or when it's coming out. I don't know if it's going to be start of the year or end of the year. I don't know. That's tough. I am not going to buy the ARM-based MacBook. See, going back to what was I saying? Let's see. Try not to spam too much. It's just kind of hard. Like I'll see your questions. Let me see. There you go. I lost my train of thought. Yeah, try not to spam, guys. You know, if I don't get to your questions, just try to post it again periodically. But it's tough. Yo, what's up, man? I lost what I was saying. Whatever. Budget lens for 6400. The Sigma Trios. That's all you're giving me. So, the Sigma Trios are really nice. I think the slow down feature on the chat is enabled. Let me see. I don't know. I need to mess with this a lot more. Ordinary Adventure says, I would love to see a video comparing color graded footage with the A7S III with standard profile and graded S-Log footage in a variety of situations. Oh man, I don't know if I'll get around to doing that kind of comparison. Like I was thinking about like doing another video talking about why I still shoot with standard picture profiles. It's just a lot easier. What I really like about the A7S III is that everything you shoot out of the camera in standard profile looks great already. S-Log, I just feel like it's, you know, I still struggle just to get the color right. And I feel like if I just shot standard, everything is already going to look amazing. And I don't have to worry about it in post. And when you're shooting 10-bit, you know, even 10-bit 420, you still have a lot of latitude to bring back some of the highlights and bring up the shadows. So I'm not too concerned shooting an S-Log just for like, you know, videos like this or even wedding videos. I personally don't need S-Log 3, but, you know, color itself on the standard profile looks amazing on its own. All right, I'm only going to be on for a couple of more minutes, so I will try to answer a couple more questions and do a wrap-up. Moe says, have you, or sorry, Mo, pronounced it the Japanese way. Okay, Mo, there's two questions here. Mo says, have you tried using a color checkerboard? That's just, I mean, if you just want to shoot a quick video and you want to shoot something cool, you know, that's just too much stuff to bring. If you're in a production environment, you shooting commercial and stuff like that, you got to bring that stuff, you know? But if you're just like out there, you're just trying to capture like an amazing sunset or something, that you're not going to be pulling your color checkerboard to shoot it. So in a production environment, that's absolutely necessary to have. But for just quick stuff, it's an overkill. Ordinary Adventure says, I think that's kind of the root of my questions. Do I need S-Log to make things look amazing? I feel like a lot of YouTubers pitch S-Log hard and I'm scared to go down that rabbit hole. Do not go down that rabbit hole. Do not go down that rabbit hole. I was the same way. I tried shooting an S-Log 2, S-Log 3, and I remember I was just having so much trouble getting the colors right. And when I'm grading, I'm just like, why am I just not getting my colors right? It was driving me bonkers. And then I finally shot with, I think back then, Picture Profile 1 and the standard profiles. it was fine, you know, and with the, you know, sort of the more improved color science in the A7S III and the A7C, standard profile is more than good enough to just get that color right off the bat. And I was chatting with TLD, Jonathan Morrison, almost like, I think like, yeah, last year, or like right before the pandemic really hit. He shoots with Picture Profile 1 for some of his tech videos. So there you go. Someone with more credibility than me shooting with Picture Profile 1 standard profile stuff. Sydney DeYoungson, what's going on, buddy? I miss you. All right, so I'm hitting the 30-minute mark. Guys, I would love to do this more. Today was just sort of just trying to get back into things, just trying to get used to going live again because I know I haven't uploaded in a while. I'm trying to go live more on YouTube and Instagram. I might do some Instagram stuff too because I just don't want questions to be flying into my DM or people emailing me. It's just like, oh, it kind of clutters up the DM and I would never get back to you guys. You know, it just goes into oblivion and it would just never be seen. So I think doing live stuff like this would be helpful. I can address more of the comments in real time and I can give out fleshed out answers as opposed to like giving you guys like one sentence response, you know? So having something like this would be super, super helpful. Gilbert says, get a camera with a 30-minute recording. I'm putting myself on a 30-minute limit. I was supposed to be on from like 9 to 10, but my internet was garbage. But yeah, those who tuned in earlier know what was happening. So we'll be going on live more often. At least I'll try to do it once a week as sort of these like general Q&A stuff. But guys, thanks for watching. New videos coming out next week, and I'll see you guys in the next live. Peace.